Hey guys, coming at you today with a little bit different of a video. A couple of you have asked, and now that I own my own bakery, I have a very organized and clear list of all the ingredients that I need and use on a daily basis for all of my recipes. So today I wanted to take you through my organized pantry before I move out of this space and everything becomes a little bit more cramped. So without further ado, let's get started. This here is the bulk of my ingredients that I use on a daily basis, besides the ones that I showed you on my station for my egg white bread, and a couple other things that I use literally in pretty much every recipe I created. So along with telling you about all these, I'm also going to tell you what I think is the best of the products and the best place to get them from. I did a lot of research when I first started my bakery because I wanted the cheapest price possible. So some things worked out, some things didn't, and I'll fill you in on those too as we go through all these different ingredients. First off, my flours that I use in pretty much every single recipe I created. The coconut flour I prefer is actually the organic Great Value coconut flour. And I've had people say that their recipes don't come out, and I almost always ask what kind of coconut flour they use because all coconut flours, like the grams and stuff on the back, are different, and some of the carbs counts are different. So I feel like absorption level between different coconut flours varies. So that can make your batter way thicker than it should be, or way thinner. My second most important flour is unflavored whey protein isolate. And yes, people have used pea proteins and stuff like that, and they say they work. I just do not like the flavor of pea protein. I use it even to bread my meats and stuff like that. I use this as the flour, then egg, and then pork rinds or something else like that. I always do like having my chocolate and vanilla for specifically cake recipes. I just think they add a soft texture to a lot of the baked goods. And I get Isopure online on Amazon, and I subscribe and save and get like a bucket a month. You can always cancel or skip a month, but you keep those savings. So say you don't need it for another month. At the time when they say your subscriptions are ready, you can click skip on it, and it'll still go on to the next month for your savings. Then I have cocoa powder here. I like Ghirardelli 100% Dutch cocoa powder you get at Walmart. I have to buy in bulk, so this is the cheapest I can get, and unfortunately it's at a restaurant store that you need an EIN or an employee identification number to be a member, but it's free. So that's what I use for my cocoa powder for the bakery. And then I just have the black cocoa powder. I like to use it for Oreos. That's pretty much it. And I use it for my gum paste and fondant. As you know, if you've seen my wedding cake videos, I'll link one up there right now for you. And I believe one of the last flours is oat fiber. And it's not oat flour, it is just the outside fiber of the oat grain. I buy this online. I bought it with multiple packs so I could get a couple cents off, but there's really not much of a discount for buying in bulk on Amazon. Same goes for these sweeteners that really break the bank. I use powdered monk fruit erythritol, golden monk fruit erythritol, and classic monk fruit erythritol. And I cannot find these in bulk or deals on them. If I buy 15 bags, I save 70 cents a bag, but that's a lot of sweetener, and I don't have a ton of storage here, as you can tell. So I buy what I can, but pretty much the prices you guys get are the prices that I'm getting for my bakery. My food distributors that most restaurants use or bakeries use for their ingredients, they don't carry these ingredients. If anything, I can use Webstaurant, which is an online restaurant store that you need a membership for, and it costs like $100 a month to be a member, and all you can buy is Bob's Red Mill products. And I don't like their coconut flour, and they don't have monk fruit erythritol, they just have straight erythritol, and they have almond flour. And that's pretty much it. Like, there's not a lot of variation on things you can buy. None of my protein powders are on that. So none of my distributors have this stuff. I'm buying it just like you are on Amazon. And the biggest bank breaker is the powdered Boca Sweet. I've been experimenting with it. It works a little bit better than powdered monk fruit erythritol in a few applications. I haven't tried it for everything yet though, but this one is definitely expensive. I think I saved a couple cents a bag by buying like 7 or 8 of them, but not much. Right now I can't even find this. I'm like testing like different brands right now because right now I get all Locanto, but I bought some of these other ones, Duralife, to try out. I don't know, they seem more grainy than the Locanto, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna like them or not, but I cannot find any brand other than Locanto that is powdered monk fruit erythritol blend. I thought this one was. It says monk fruit sweet with stevia, monk fruit, and erythritol. It doesn't say granular anywhere on the bag, so I thought maybe it was powdered. It's not. So that covers most of the sweeteners. I do have a powdered pure stevia that I use in combined with the powdered monk fruit erythritol when I'm making frosting to cut down on the cooling effect. And then I have my liquid stevias, which I have a couple flavored ones and a regular one that I use. The ones I use regularly will be linked below. I'm not really too keen on these ones. There's not a lot of good flavors. So I think that's it for the sweeteners. Besides, obviously, you know, I use a lot of allulose. I figure I buy a 20-pound bag once a month. And that's one of the only bulk ingredients I can find. 20-pound box for $160, which is cheaper than a lot of other prices on Amazon, but it's still not super cheap. And then the only other flour I use, is my egg white protein, and that I can get in bulk thanks to Indigo Nilly. So if you want to see where she gets hers, she did a whole video on egg white protein and where to buy it, but they're having trouble getting supply, so prices went up and it's really not much cheaper. And then besides xanthan gum, which is over on my station because I use it for pretty much everything, beef gelatin, which I buy on Thrive Market. It's a grass-fed beef gelatin, and arrowroot powder, which the only 2 recipes, I think 2 or 3, my pudding and my chocolate chip cookie recipe. And then down to oils, I always have avocado oil on hand. Unfortunately, a lot of you probably don't know BJ's, but we have BJ's wholesale. We don't have Costco's or a lot of the other big box stores. But that's where I find the cheapest avocado oil. And then I also find the cheapest coconut oil at BJ's. So those are the only 2 oils I have, and I have a spray avocado oil that I buy on Amazon. I'll link it below. I don't like the sprayer. It tends to not spray very well. For the avocado oil, I don't use it a ton. I use it mostly some in my cake recipes, but it is cheaper still. Even though I get the cheapest one possible, it's still cheaper to use butter. So I do swap out butter for oil in my cupcake recipes. The coconut oil is mostly used for if I was to deep fry my donuts or to help melt chocolate and make it smooth, because our keto chocolate tends to be really thick and hard to melt. And then apple cider vinegar, which I use a lot to make homemade buttermilk. I think I just got this at Walmart, just a big gallon of it. And then of course is my nuts and nut butters. Now I try to stay completely almond free, like flour, so I keep these on the bottom shelf and I try not to cross-contaminate. This is the cheapest peanut butter I could find in bulk. I get it on Amazon. It's not my favorite though. I still at home either use Santa Cruz or Crazy Richard's for my peanut butter. So I get this on Amazon, and then all the different kinds of nuts. So I have almonds, pecans, there's peanuts back there, macadamia nuts, and I have a big box of hazelnuts because I do love my Ferrero Rochers and my Nutella. I'll link my Nutella recipe video. It's in my Ferrero Rochers. This was bought from a food distributor, so I will link the hazelnuts that I buy on Amazon for at home. They're a pretty decent price. All the other nuts, a lot of them I just get from Walmart. Whole almonds, always look between the baking section and the actual nut section, because a lot of times they'll have cheaper ones in the nut aisle as opposed to the baking aisle. Now on to the chocolate. I do have a big thing of Baker's chocolate, and that's because I was at one point trying to make my own keto chocolate and it was cheaper, but it's such a pain in the butt that it actually just takes too much time. So this is my box of keto chocolate. I've been experimenting with different ones because I always just stuck with Lily's. I haven't had any problems with the Chalk Zero chips. The only problem was it took probably 3 weeks to get my shipment when I can buy Lily's at the store in a pinch, but it's really expensive, or on Thrive Market, and if you buy like 6 you get a discount. But if I can find them, I like the Bake Believe chips at Walmart. They're the cheapest I've found, but they haven't had semi-sweet in probably 4 weeks, and their milk chocolate's kind of high in carbs just like Lily's is, but I have some of their dark chocolate down there. And then also on Thrive Market they have deals on their Lily's candy bars, and I use these a lot for just making different kinds of brownies. And I put these in my chocolate chip cookies. I chop them up, cookies and cream. So when I want to make cookies and cream brownies, I got birthday cake, and these were the original ones in my brownies, the sea salt dark chocolate. So I keep these on hand if I can. It is very expensive to have all these chocolates, but I buy the specialty ones a lot of times at Walmart. They'll have the Lily salted caramel butterscotch chips, just for like different flavored cupcakes. Like you can just melt or decorate cupcakes with chocolate chips. So I always keep those on hand. That's about it for the chocolate. And then spices I have, obviously cinnamon and stuff for pumpkin spice season. And then I just have the spices for my Italian herb rolls. And that's pretty much it there. And my extracts, like I said in the one video, I try to do Olive Nation for ones like strawberry and raspberry and stuff like that. For ones that are very simple to figure out, like this one's just a big thing of almond. I got a big thing of vanilla. This was the only cake batter. I put it in my birthday cake donut recipe. This is the only one I can find that didn't have sugar in it. It was like a decent one. Butterscotch I'll just use for like different flavored frostings and stuff. Caramel's one of my favorite ones that I use for a lot of different recipes. Cherry still does not taste very good. I cannot find a good cherry extract that doesn't taste like cough syrup. But lemon, lime, and orange, it's always nice to have on hand. And then, I don't know if you can see, I got a big thing of Medaglia d'Oro instant espresso. So I use that for a lot of different recipes. We're gonna go and look at the things that I keep on my station, because those are literally what I use every day pretty much in every single one of my recipes. I always have butter pulled out because I always want it at room temperature. I keep between 3 and 10 pounds of butter out at a time. We already went over the oat fiber, the heavy cream powder. Just to get a little bit of money off on each one of these, I had to buy 12 of them just to get like 10 cents off of each container. Inulin, which I buy on Amazon, and the cream of tartar, which I just bought also. I buy Anthony's brand cream of tartar. Always have baking powder. I buy cornstarch free, aluminum free baking powder on Amazon. I'll link it below. It is not cheap though. Xanthan gum. I found the cheapest at Walmart, the Walmart brand xanthan gum. I buy a bunch of packs at a time and fill up my container. Himalayan pink sea salt, which I pretty much only use for my bread. But like I mentioned in that video, I found the finest I could. I think I found this at BJ's. I bought one off Amazon. It was not fine enough and it was crunchy in my bread. Active dry yeast, I still have not found a better deal than what I buy on Amazon, and I showed that in my original low carb bread video, and it'll be linked below. And then I buy baking soda from Thrive Market, which I don't use baking soda too often, just it's always a small amount. The whole psyllium husk, which I had to buy like 10 bags of this in order to get some kind of discount on Amazon. So I have a lot of bags of this, but I'm almost out because I do use it a lot for my bread. And this is the avocado oil spray that I keep on my station. It said this one here had a bunch left in it, and it still isn't spraying very, like it's not spraying well like it used to. So when you get down to like a quarter of a can, it doesn't spray very good. And there's my allulose and my egg white protein. Now for the extra ingredients that are specific to 1, 2, maybe 3 recipes, but they come in handy just to have on hand for things, and even just some of them to just have by themselves. Like peanut butter collagen, which I believe I used, I don't think you've seen it yet, I believe I used it in my peanut butter ice cream bars, just like I used the strawberry MCT oil powder in my strawberry ice cream. I'll be bringing you a recipe of ice cream with the matcha, cans of Libby's pure pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie mix, shredded coconut unsweetened, but I do not like this kind. It is, I don't know if you can see in there, it's not like the big shreds, it's tiny little shreds. I don't like as much. I did find a big case of this on Amazon for pretty cheap, but like I said, I don't really like it. Marshmallows I finally found at Walmart, just to decorate if I can, or maybe put in ice cream. Nellie and Joe's Key West lime juice. I think it's the original one used in key lime pie. So I have that one recipe, I'll link that. And then I have the Santa Cruz pure lemon juice. This has it's not from concentrate, just organic lemon juice. And obviously that is just if you don't have lemons to make my lemon bar recipe. And then the last thing I should probably show you, how do you want to see what I have for my refrigerator stuff? Because that is what I buy most often, that's for sure. Pretty much once a week I go shopping at Walmart and buy my own groceries because it's cheaper still than going to like a distributor to get a whole case of heavy cream. It's cheaper to buy at Walmart. So I'll show you that refrigerator. So I buy 60 eggs from Great Value at a time, usually 2 cases at a time. Sour cream for my coffee cake and you'll be seeing this soon hopefully, cheese danishes. I always buy Philadelphia cream cheese just because I think it's better than other ones. A salted butter, heavy cream, and some kind of unsweetened milk of choice that's not regular milk. And that's pretty much everything in this cooler. Then last but not least, I do have a couple more one-off ingredients I just happen to have, but I have to use up soon. But we're not busy enough, it's not selling, so I don't know what to do. But I might have to just grate it all and freeze it or something. But I do have carrots and zucchini. Zucchini bread, carrot cake, and then frozen berries. Right now I have blueberries and strawberries. I have not been able to find frozen raspberries. Well, I think that's about it for my pantry video. I think that's about everything I use for every recipe that I've ever created. So I hope you guys enjoy this little look into my bakery pantry. Don't forget to check out all the Amazon links. I'll have linked below for all these different items that I buy. It helps support the channel a little bit by giving me a couple cents if you click on those links. I think next I'll probably do my kitchen gadgets, everything that I figured out I needed for the bakery, because it was one of those things I just had to get into it and then I was like, oh crap, I need this, oh I need this, oh I need this, because I'm basically built an entirely new bakery and it took me a while to get everything I needed. So that's probably a video that'll be coming up. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions, comments, concerns about ingredients I use or where to find them. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And as always, I'll be back with another keto dessert recipe. Bye guys.